Guys, welcome to Craftmas video number 1. Today we will be making a gingerbread tree collar. Actually, mine will be a half tree collar inspired by the Kirkland tree collar. One of you sent me a picture of it and I said to myself, I think I can make it. Before we begin, I'll go over all the supplies I'm using. Let's get crafting. Okay, guys, I have a slim Christmas tree that's pushed in the corner, so I'm only going to be using 4 houses. If you want to make a complete tree collar that surrounds your tree, you will need to get, the appropriate amount of houses. There are 2 different styles. There's one with 3 raised windows and a paintable door, and then there's one with 1 raised window and 1 raised door. I'm hoping that the spray paint will cover these designs because I do not want the trees or the Christmas lights that are on the houses, but we'll worry about that step next. I did get these windows from Amazon. They came in a pack. There's several different varieties, and I love that because I want each house to be unique. They also came with some doors. I will not be using the doors. They're like for hobbit houses. They're really not attractive at all. Definitely not for a gingerbread house. So I will be using these, and these are the perfect size for these houses. So I really lucked up. If you're interested, I will include the link in the description box, but these are a nice size for this size house. I did try to find some at Hobby Lobby, but they just weren't going to fit. You will need a miter cutter. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I also ordered this off of Amazon to cut off the slopes on the side because we need the houses to be flush because we're going to be connecting them. So the slope that hangs over, we can't have that. I also got these hinges from Amazon. It came in this huge pack, and we will be connecting the house with hinges using the hot glue method. And you will need embellishments, however you want to embellish. Instead of using those mini bottle brush wreaths, I love these gem stickers. Dollar Tree even gave us the bow gem stickers and also these candy cane gem stickers. Dollar Tree sells bling wrap. They have it in the Christmas colors, red and green. And I also got a big bag of bling from Hobby Lobby. It comes in all different kind of sizes, red, green, and clear bling. So however you want to embellish the house, you definitely will need some puffy paint. If you don't want to spend the money for the brand, Dollar Tree does sell this 3D puffy paint down the craft aisle, and they have it in the Christmas colors. So save money and get it for $1.25. I have some chalk paint that I got from Hobby Lobby. My recommendation is for Waverly. I just think that's a good chalk paint. But this is what I have on hand, so this is what I will be using. I could not find green chalk paint, so I did get some Christmas green acrylic paint. And I like my gingerbread houses frosted. So I have some iridescent glitter that I got from Walmart and some glitter glue sticks. Watch how we use these. You're going to be surprised. You also will need regular hot glue because we have to glue down the windows to the houses. Some paint pens. This is optional, guys. Paint pens. I do like paint pens. My hand is more steadier with the pen. And a ruler because you're going to have to make a straight line for when we cut the slopes off the side of the houses, which was done off camera, guys. I did film it, but I accidentally deleted it, along with me spray painting the houses. I used Rust-Oleum warm caramel paint. Okay, I'm happy with the paint color. It's very pigmented. However, I was hoping that the paint would cover the items that I'm not happy with. Like, I don't want the trees. Wasn't planning on putting trees on the side of the doorway. You may want to do that. Those are not painted on as I thought. They're kind of like, I don't know, burned in or etched in. So I'm going to have to try to figure something out. But right now I'm going to start decorating the house, adding the gingy detail. I'm using a white paint pen. And again, you can color this in completely solid. You could do Mod Podge and fake snow. You could do all puffy paint. But I want to really add some gingy detail. to these houses, okay? Because this is a gingerbread tree collar. So be creative. If you're not familiar with painting gingerbread houses or gingerbread design, Google some and put it on your phone and use it for reference. I still have to do that, guys, myself. I decided to paint the door red. I think I'm going to do the door and the windows red on this house, instead of just keeping it the gingy white and brown. But this is your creation, guys. You can do whatever you want to do. Remember, I told you I got these beautiful, cute wreath gem stickers I got from, I believe, Hobby Lobby. And I think it looks so pretty, but it doesn't cover the wreath completely. So I'm going to go in, in the areas that are sticking out. I'm going to conceal the edges so when I put the wreath sticker on, you won't be able to tell or see the brown peeping through. I have to tell you, this is very tedious. This is, it's more tedious than painting the little houses that I was doing. So I'm going to go with these windows on this house. Each house, I think I'm going to do different windows. And I am going to cover the inside of the window pane white. I've seen some people paint yellow, so it gives you the impression that the houses was lit up. I really wish I was good with tools, because I would get a small saw and cut the windows out and then hang string lights on the inside. Where the window is going on the bottom halves, I will be painting that white. But I have a trick that I seen somebody do that's going to make the inside of the window panes look like glass. So just stick with me and stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to use a red paint pen and go over fill in the red on the windows that I will be adding to the house. If you do not have these windows that I got from Amazon, you can still see the design of the house is etched in. So me spray painting it didn't cover that. So you could just hand paint that if you choose to, but I like the 3D effect. So all of the window panes along with the door are going to be red. I will eventually go over this with some red chalk paint. I find chalk paint to be more pigmented than acrylic paint and paint pens. So right now I'm just doing it with the paint pen, and I will go over it because as it dries, the red dried darker than I wanted it to be. And it wasn't as pigmented. You guys might not notice that, but close up me doing that, I can see that it's not pigmented at all, as much as I wanted it to be. Let me just say that. And I'm going to go over my gingerbread roof with some puffy paint, aka the devil. You got to be careful with this stuff, guys, because it takes a long time to dry, and sometimes you could be working on a different section and smudge it. Okay, so I will be adding some of these mini peppermint candies that I ordered off of Temu. They're very, very tiny. You guys might not see them as I'm putting them on, but I'm going to place them in different areas. I'm even going to use them to cover up that hole where the hanging string was. You also can put cork there before you paint it. That's probably what I should have done to cover that up. But right now I'm just placing the candies just to add some decor. They're very, very tiny. Okay, we are beginning to add the gingerbread detail, the scrolls, and all the fancy stuff. I made a mistake down by around the door, but I'll be able to fix that. I don't know if I'm going to use these beads. Right now I'm just playing around with the design, trying to figure out what I want to do. I have several different embellishments, and I'm just seeing what works. Before the puffy paint dries, I will be adding some iridescent glitter. Gotta love glitter on a gingerbread house. Okay, guys, I'm coloring in white where the bottom windows are going to be going. I'm ready to hot glue them down. I was able to fix the mistake by the door. Okay, so while that area is drying, I'm going to try something. I'm taking some cork And I'm trying to fill in those cut marks where the trees are because I don't want trees by my doorway. Um, it's not a bad thing, but that's just not something I wanted in the design. So I'm going to see if filling in these holes with caulk and then painting over it will work. And if it works, I may do that to everything. So right now what I'm doing is gluing down the windows, and then I will add some snow detail to them and figure out where I want to go with the rest of the design for this house. Okay, here we go. Adding the snow to the windows. We're going to add some to the top also on both sides. And I think I'm going to add a drip just to make it look a little bit better, like the snow is just dripping. And before this paint dries, we're going to add some more iridescent glitter. Okay, we'll add puffy paint over the white base. And again, we'll dust that with some iridescent glitter. And I'm taking a break after this, guys, with this house. Okay, so I want to see how the paint will take and look dried over the cork. So I'm just painting over the spot. It looks like it fills in the areas nicely. You can't see the cut marks from the tree. I don't know if they use a die cut. It's just, I don't know. So after this dries, I will see how this looks. And if I like it, I will do it to the other houses as well. Gonna let these houses dry overnight and come back tomorrow. Now, because I'm making a half collar, it's not going to completely go around my tree. I left the slope on the two end pieces, but you see why we need to cut the slopes off so the houses can be flush together. So I'm just continuing to decorate these houses. And again, I like the gingery style with all of the swirls and the dots and the, you know, designs. Again, you could make these plain. You can do whatever you want to do. You can paint each house a different color. I think that would look nice as well. So I'm just continuing to decorate these houses, guys, get them painted and trying to make sure that I make each one different. But once I get into the groove, it gets easier. And if you need to reference, just Google gingerbread house design. If you're like me and you like all the swirls and you never did this before, thank God for the internet. Just Google some gingerbread house pics and take it from there. Since you still can see the trees, I decided to just embrace them and I'm just going to roll with it. And on the houses, the three houses that I didn't try that cork method, I'm just going to paint in the trees. I Spy's not here, so I could spray paint in the house. I decided that these windows, I'm going to leave the gingy brown. Again, this is your design, guys. You can do anything that you want to do, and it won't be a mistake. It'll just be a beautiful happening. Instead of using the paint pen on this house to do the design, I'm just going to use the puffy paint. Be careful, don't squeeze too hard because it will come out and be thicker than you want it to be. But again, I'm just adding my scrolls and my dots and whatever else, guys. I'm just winging it at this point. On this house, to cover the hole, I'm going to use one of the Jim Bow stickers, and I'm just continuing with my gingerbread detail. I was planning to use these candy canes, but I just don't like the way they look, so I won't be using them. But there are other candy canes out there that I probably would like better. And for time purposes, guys, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on camera painting the fourth house because I don't want to be repetitive. It's going to be pretty much the same thing, just adding gingerbread detail. And after all of the houses are painted, and you got to give them time to dry because puff paint takes a long time to dry, we will then be able to connect them with the hinges, and then it will be ready to put around our tree. If you want to continue and make one that will go entirely around your tree, then you just need to measure the width that you will need and get the appropriate amount of house panels. And you can make one that completely surrounds your tree. My tree is going to be in the corner. I have a very small, slim tree. So 4 houses will be enough, but you always can add to it if you decide to. I'm going to let this dry and go back to house number 2. I'm ready to glue the windows down. It would be easier if you trace the outline of the window and then painted white in those areas. It's just less tedious, less messy before you actually glue the windows down. That's just something you can do. But if we get white paint on the window frame, we could just touch it up later, because I will have to do that. As you can see, I get white on the brown window frame, but that's just a quick fix. Houses 1 and 2 are complete. I will let these dry, and we are moving back to house number 3. Again, I just have to paint the outline of the wreath because the gem sticker won't completely cover it. And we're going to repeat the same steps as we did with house number 2 and 3 with our design. The peppermint stripe around this door actually I didn't like, so I'm deciding to paint the door frame and the window frames completely green. It's fine because I want each house to be unique. I'm not going to shake the house too hard. I'll just tap it because while the puffy paint is wet, it can run, and I don't want that. We are starting house number 4, and just like magic, here it is completed. And I have to tell you, I think this is my favorite one. I took a risk and I used the green puffy paint to color in the trees. And then I took the red puffy paint and added some berries. I can't shake the glitter yet because, again, I do not want the puffy paint or the berries to run. So I'm going to let it dry for a little bit. And as the puffy paint starts to set, I will shake the excess glitter off. I also am going to go over all the houses with a soft brush to get the glitter off the areas that I do not want it. So as you can see, I did get the excess glitter off here. And now I'm trying the method that I seen someone use. I'm using the glitter glue sticks to fill in the windows to make it look like faux glass. And I have to tell you, it works. I really like the way this looks. Now, in hindsight, I could have just used regular hot glue and maybe sprinkled some glitter in it before it dried, because the glitter glue sticks were $7.99 at Michael's, but I did have a coupon. But I love the way it looks like glass. So I'm going to let the house dry because it's not 100% dry, and then we will be ready to connect them. They are finally completed. What we're going to be doing now is connecting them using these mini hinges. Guys, I don't remember if I got these from Amazon or Temu, to be honest with you. I will put the link for them and the miter shears in the description box. They come in various sizes. I'm going to be using the larger ones, and I'm going to be using 2 hinges to connect the houses. You will need, if you did 4 like me, you will need a total of 6 hinges. I will be using the hot glue method because these wood panels are too thin for screws. Very simple. Just test, make sure that they will open the way you want, and then continue this process, and then we will be ready to add it to the bottom of the tree. Now, I was on the fence of whether or not I wanted to add lights to this. The Kirkland one does light up. Why not? Might as well. I do have these lights. I love these lights. I get them from Amazon. I love them because it has a tiny battery pack that's easy to hide. It comes with the batteries and they last forever. Enough already. You guys get the point. Are you ready for the reveal? Guys, I'm beyond pleased with how it turned out. It would not have made sense for me to do more than 4 houses. You see the amount of space I'm working with. You barely can see the houses on the end, but I love it. I love how everything is coming together. I still have more things to make. I'm still in the process of decorating, but I really, really love it. It would not have made sense for me to buy the Kirkland tree collar because you would not be able to really see it, but this is just absolutely the cutest. I encourage you to try it. The painting was a little bit tedious, but once I got into the groove, it was a lot of fun, and I definitely would do it again. I hope you enjoyed Craftmas video number 1. I hope you stay tuned with me throughout this series that I'm doing. I have a lot more to share with you. If you're new and you're just finding me, subscribe. I'd love to have you join my cyber family. And for my returning subscribers, you guys are the bomb. Diggity. Thanks for coming back and supporting your girl, rocking with your girl. I truly appreciate you. Have a great Monday evening, a great holiday ahead. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.